it's Christine, and I have decided to use up the last, well, you guys may have seen on the 25th, it was Christmas in July. This is my Peacecraft Love Christmas in July Creative Ambassador Kit, and I had made the one layout, and I'm going to make a second layout, and hopefully I can use up enough of this paper. I don't feel guilty about not, about throwing away any scraps. I have this little picture here. This is when my daughter was, oh gosh, she's adorable, right? Oh my gosh, she had such a cute little outfit. It's a little overalls, little corduroy overalls. But she would have been 3 here. And I'm going to have to trim this down because obviously this is back in the day, you know, nobody knew how to take pictures. And I have this weird statue-y thing in the front and a door. So I'm going to have to trim it down, which is fine. And then I'm thinking what I might do. So I've had this navy blue, so that's going to be my background. And it's kind of nice because my husband has a blue jacket on. And I'm thinking to make like maybe some little Christmas trees. Like, you know, well, you don't know. I'm just imagining a couple little Christmas trees with these patterns is what I'm thinking here. And then have some kind of elements tying stuff together. And then I still have the, I do have this little Christmas or Santa Claus here. So I'm going to try to get that in there. I mean, Santa Claus isn't technically in the picture, but that's okay. And then I have some sequins left. So I'm going to have to put those around. So anyways, that's my thinking. Let me do a little bit of paper cutting here, and then I'll come back on. I don't know that I'm going to do mixed media, but I might. Maybe I'll stamp or something. I haven't stamped in a while, so that could be fun. So let me think about that. Anyway, let me do some paper cutting, and I'll come back on. Okay, gang, so the first thing I'm going to do is cut these Christmas trees out of these rectangles that I made, and I don't recall the exact size, but I think it was like 7.5 tall or something. I just looked for something that was about the size I wanted on my page, basically. And then I measured in the center of the top, and then I just used a ruler to cut, to draw my line down to the corners. And as you can see, I'm just hand cutting them with scissors. I thought about using my paper trimmer, but I thought, Christine, that's just too extra. You don't need to be doing that. Just use a pair of scissors. So yeah, I cut these two Christmas tree looking things here. These triangles are going to represent Christmas trees. And I want to use one side as the little toy paper, the pattern there, and then the other side will be the red. Now I drew the pencil on the red on both of them because honestly I just couldn't see the pencil on the little toy paper. So I've cut my two triangles, and then I want to create like an L design for them to sit on because I don't want these triangles just floating out on the paper anywhere. I want them grounded, right? So I've got this other little, I want to say it's like a chartreuse or something maybe. It's like a yellowy green, I guess, or a gold or something, but it kind of goes with the little golds in the patterns of the toy things there. So anyway, I'm just going to create this little L design, and they're just going to sit right there in that little L, and I think that looks pretty cute. Now then I decide, I don't know if I do this on camera if I'm 100% honest, but I need to map my photo, and I'm also going to scuff everything. So I'm going to cut over in just a second because I think that's where I've got everything done. Yeah, so I didn't show it on camera because I just scuffed the edges of the trees, and I scuffed the edges of the little strips. I did trim those strips down just a little bit, I think about 1 inch. Maybe a 1/2 inch, honestly, because I don't want them all the way to the edge. So I brought that in just a little bit, and I scuffed the edges of everything. I did map my photo. I had the little bit of the red left over, and then the little plaid, which was the back side of, I don't even remember which paper now, to be honest with you. I think it was the snowflakey one. And then I used the chartreuse color, I think. Yeah, that's right, the chartreuse color. And I just made a photo mat. I did layer it, triple matted it. And so now I'm just kind of gluing everything down. Now the picture, in a minute, I'm going to put on foam. I may have already attached the foam at this point. I don't remember now. But I'm going to end up putting the picture on foam because I do want it, you know, to have some dimension. Because I will end up using the thickers, which has a lot of dimension for like the title and stuff. So I'm just gluing my little guys down here. But before I put the picture down, I decide, I mentioned it in the intro that I am going to stamp. So I just showed you the Bo Bunny stamp, and I got that Stampin' Up! Craft ink. It's like a thicker ink. Now, I struggle just a little bit. I don't really know why. I don't know if it's because, like, I try to put this down and I have a big old gap in the ink. And I go, well, Christine, you didn't do that well. I think I should have put, like, a little pad underneath my paper. And it's okay, though, because it's just this little fake script-looking thing. It was a Bo Bunny set. I think I showed you that as well. And I just thought, well, it's fine. I'm just going to... It's just meant for, like... It's not really texture, obviously, because it's stamped, but it just gives a little visual stuff. So I really wasn't too worried if it looked 100%, but I still kind of wanted it to show. So I just go along and I just kind of randomly build like a little square of words. I guess it's not really words because you can't read anything, but I just kind of build that around because I know my picture is going to go on top of that. And I go, okay, that looks kind of neat. And then I had also pulled out that gold glaze stuff that I've shown y'all before. And then I had this cute little stencil, it's stars. And I'm thinking, okay, I'm just going to kind of smear these around kind of randomly to give some pretty texture. And this is that paste. I've shown y'all this before. I just love it. I don't know how. I've got a lot, y'all. There's a lot of it. It's going to last forever. But that's okay. And I'm using my little knife that Anna with Peace Crafts Love sent me. I'm so excited to have that, to be honest with you. So it's kind of apropos to use it with this collection. And I'm just going to kind of smear it around so I get some little gold stars sprinkled around. I do still have those sequins left over, not a whole lot. So I'm going to do that. The last layout, I kind of sprinkled them. So this one, I'm going to have it create a little shape, and you'll see that in a minute. So I did want something that's kind of sprinkled around. I wanted a little bit more random kind of in the pattern. And that looks really pretty. I got my little gold stars on top of my little white ink, and I think that looks kind of neat. And I'm going to sprinkle a little bit more on this side. And then in the second, I'm going to decide my upper right corner is looking a little bare. So I'm going to add a little something back up there too. I think I actually stamp in a second too. I think I pull the stamp back out and I think you need to be up. I need to do something up there. It just looks a little empty. See how it's kind of that big old corner there with nothing going on? So I'm going to pull out my stamp and add some ink. I don't re-ink it because I still had ink on there. Hadn't cleaned it up yet. So I just kind of do that. And then I'm going to add my little gold stars again. I love this paste, y'all. It's so neat. Anyways, okay, so I'm going to get that on there. And I still have plenty on my little palette knife. And I'm just going to smear that around. And this takes just a minute to dry. So I will cut over in just a second because I will need to get up and let it dry for just a little bit before I start messing with it. But I'm looking at that. I'm going, okay, that looks kind of pretty. I think that looks really pretty. And I got to let it dry. So I'm going to go clean my mess up. And I've come back and now I've got my picture. And I'm looking to see, yeah, I've added my foam. So I'm going to just kind of glue it down. I do have it on foam, like I said. Now, the only two pieces of ephemera I had left was the little Santa tag and the little Santa Claus word. Now, the tag, I had to put the hole in it, and I put some string in it already. Y'all didn't have to sit there and watch me do that. I think one of my later recent videos, I was struggling to, like, tie knots or something. Like, I'm not going to do that on camera again because it takes me too long. So I laid my picture down. I realized, oh, you need to adjust just a tad. Now, I've got this little title here, or this word thing from the thicker says Mary. In my mind, at first, I was going to stick it way over here because I knew I wanted to put the tag on the picture where that door kind of is. But I was kind of silly, and I put this Mary way too close to the picture. I'm going to have to move it in just a second. You'll see. So I set the Mary down. That's my title. Or technically, my title's going to be Mary, but I set that there, and I think, oh, that's too close. Because if I try to put that little square there or the little tag there, it's covering up everything. And I really want it there, so I'm going to have to move my title over. No big deal. It picks up nicely. I don't damage anything, so I'm pretty pleased. Just going to move that over so I could put my tag back down. And I'm like, okay, that looks kind of cute. I got Santa right there. Now, there's no Santa in the picture or anything like that, but it's Christmas, so, you know, it's okay. Santa belongs. So now I'm looking at my tag, and I'm like, okay, yeah, you're where I want you. And I look at this Santa Claus little piece of, I guess, word tag or whatever, and this thing, I pick it up, I put it down, I pick it up, this does not make it on the layout, y'all. It just doesn't go on the layout. And that's okay in some ways because, again, Santa's not technically in this picture. So I'm just gonna have it on the side over here. So now I'm looking at my sequins. I knocked them over. That's why I'm looking at them. But first I'm going to put my little tag on here. I got my foam underneath there because he is hanging off the edge. So I'm going to glue that down. And then I'm going to take some glue in a second. I'm going to glue that down. I'm going to tape it down with my ATG gun. Y'all, it's still early in the morning. And I'm trying to remember what I did. And I'm trying to tell y'all without stomping all over my words here. But it's definitely early in the morning. So y'all are getting the 4:30 a.m. Christine's voiceover. Okay, so I got my tag. I am going to glue my string down because I want it to kind of stay where it is. And again, here I am with this little word Santa Claus. I'm trying to make it work. And I finally decide, Christine, stop trying to make fetch work. It's not going to work. So I pull out the little gold thickers again. And I'm like, okay, well, there's little holly pieces on here. So I think I'm going to use those. I think those look kind of pretty. And I'm going to stick that underneath Mary. And I do put one in each of my little... Well, I'm trying to create this little triangle here, right? So I put this one over there, and I'm going to put one in the upper right as well. Because that upper right, although it's pretty right now, it's still kind of naked. So I'm going to put my little holly up there. And then I've got those sequins, and I want to use every sequence up. I'm going to use every one, darn it. So I think I try gold heart later. It doesn't end up on here. But I'm going to take my Nuvo glue and glue my string down. And then I am going to make just like a little swirl with my glue dots here. So you'll see me start just kind of taking my glue and making a little, what am I doing, y'all? I don't even know what I was doing there. Oh, I know what I was doing. I was looking for my little rubber ended, what is that? Jewel picker, that's what it is. So now I'm just going to make me a little swirl with these glue dots, or glue, Nuvo glue rather. And I'm going to just start sticking my sequins down on there. And I do it kind of in a random order in a sense, like I don't want one color, the same color next to each other. So I'll just go along. This takes me just a second. So I'm going to cut away because I do it in 3 spots. You'll see in a second I'm going to have 3 different little swirls. And now I'm finishing up that swirl in the upper right. Now that one actually kind of made into a double swirl. I hope that still looks like a swirl. I think it does. But I got my sequins in 3 little spots too. So I'm kind of happy with that. Got my little visual triangle going on. And then what do I do next, y'all? What do I do next? I can't even remember. I think I'm just trying to find another. Oh, this is where I think I tried this little heart. Look, I pulled him off and I'm messing with him. Thinking, oh, he can go there. He can go there. No, this heart does not end up on this layout. It doesn't make any sense to me after I pull it out. I liked it because obviously I wanted it. But then I said, nope, you got to be put away. You're not going to get used. Okay, I have picked up all the mess now because now I've got out these little stickers. I'm thinking, okay, here's where I'm going to add the word Be Merry, or it's going to be B. And I use first this red sticker font thing with a little bit, it's like tone on tone red. But then I also have these little word phrases, or not phrases, like little words. This actually came out of a really, really old, authentic paper making kit or something. I couldn't find the date on it, but I'm guaranteeing it's at least 10 years old, if not more. And I think it's really pretty because the colors went really well. Oh, there's Saturn, y'all. I'm going to pick her up in a minute. She's not going to stay. Anyways, I find the word phrase, what is it? Family memories. And then I find feel joy. That takes me a second because I got to find it. And then I decide I don't really like that little font right there for the B. I come across this other little set in a second, but I'll show you. That cat, I swear, y'all, she sits right on everything. Here's where I do find this little punch out. It just has December on it, but I think the green kind of goes with that little. It's real close to that chartreusey yellowy color for some reason. When it's a little bit farther away from it, it looks kind of the similar color. So I think, well, that looks kind of cute. I'm gonna put that on there, and I do have to kind of file out the little paper boogers on the edges. That's a little trick, by the way, y'all. If you have a little file, you just can instead of trying to cut those paper boogers, you can just file down the edges if you don't mind a little bit of. Well, I like the way it kind of roughs up the edges just a little because I'd scuffed all the pages anyways. So I'm going to put the words B with this other little set of fonts here, and I really like it. I don't know if I mentioned this, but this picture was taken at a house. We only lived in this house about 18 months. It's when we first moved to McKinney, and y'all, the housing market was booming real good, so we made a lot of money. I shouldn't say a lot, but we made money selling it about 18 months later, and I think I sold it because of that white carpet. And we put that carpet in there, but it got so dirty, I can't stay here anymore. Anyway, here's the slowdowns, y'all. Here's the cute little layout. I really enjoyed this. Is all I had this kit, too. I was able to use up most of it, so I'm really pleased. So I got 2 big, good-sized layouts out of my kit here. I hope y'all pick one up. I'm going to have the link below for the shop. It is August now, but, see if it's still there. And if not, she's got other good things, I'm sure. Anyway, here's the close-ups, and we will talk soon. Thanks. Bye-bye.